Hey there everyone, welcome back to this side of the multiverse where we're hopping back into the Necrom story. Heads up in advance. I haven't had any more issues with the Elgato, but like the thing abruptly ends, it's something wrong with my computer or with the capture card itself. Hope you'll bear with me and enjoy the casual playthrough.
Mortal returns. I thought I recognized that wrinkle in the fabric of fate.
I hoped Laramil would be with you. We have news. Scroot and I uncovered the most interesting news. The Assembly of Masters learned of Master Shelreni's recent activities and has called for a conclave. They plan to strip her of her rank and expel her from the house. It's complicated. The Assembly of Masters consists of just their mouths. The actual Masters rarely leave their towers, and never to meet with their rivals. A conclave, however, is a different story. The Masters themselves are compelled to attend. Don't you see? When they convene the Masters' conclave, Shelreni must be on hand to contest the charges. So, we know where we can find her and when. At Tel Hulan, the Tower Hall in Old Isra. As a curate, I think I can get us into the conclave by claiming official Necrom business. House Telvanni prefers to stay on our good side, so they rarely ask too many questions of the Keepers of the Dead.
Hear it or not, he'll never get into the conclave bearing the mark of a Daedric prince. Not without my help. Underestimate Shelreni at your own peril. And do not think to just walk into a Telvanni stronghold reeking of Hermaeus Mora. Either Shelreni's Daedric allies or the Conclave's own protections will spot you the moment you step across the threshold. Of course. Wasn't I the greatest magister of my time?
I don't know.
If not for my desire for solitude, I would have been the Archmagister. Unfortunately, my spectral body isn't good for anything these days. You'll need to serve as my hands for this to work. Return to Telrendis. Around my tower, you'll find the components necessary to assemble a passable cloak of omission. Look for dried hoaxwort, a lamia-scale shawl, and an illusion tincture of my own creation. I'll tell you more when we get there. I should have made a map. curseless and corporeal existence. I can see why most ancestors move on instead of haunting their descendants. My mortal memories are much harder to recall than I anticipated. I don't remember where to find those components. Not exactly. Of course not. I buried the components we need in separate caches on the tower grounds. I just can't remember exactly where I put them. No matter. With your assistance, I'm sure we can find the right spots. Use my ghost sight. It will reveal the hiding places. Remember, Tel Rendis is my place of power, despite Shalreni's attempts to make it her own. Here, I can easily use my magic through you, as long as you're willing. I placed sigils at the spots, but on a different layer of reality. Use my ghost sight, and you should be able to see them. The caches are buried beneath those locations. When you get close to a spot I recognize, I'll tell you to activate my sight. You should be able to see my sigils through my ghost sight. Look around. Isn't ghost sight wonderful?
I
Find
think
a
so.
cache here. This must be the place. Take a look. I remember this old workbench. We can prepare the Cloak of Omission here. Place the components one at a time onto the enchanting workbench. Almost done. Now sprinkle the tincture. Excellent. Now take the Cloak of Omission. Go ahead and try it on. The cloak will mask your presence and hide your connection to the Prince of Fate. You look amazing. Barely a hint of a Daedric connection. I should explain the particulars, though. Not a bad bit of work. You follow directions well. And the cloak looks perfectly dashing. Dashing!
Dashing, I say.
Now let's head to Old Isra and meet up with Kirat Gedain. She should have gotten you access to the Conclave by now. Did I? I don't recall. But if you're asking about the Cloak of Omission, it can only shield you from so many scrying attempts. Eventually, someone will notice you. But the enchantment should last long enough for us to get our hands on Shalreni. Now that you mention it, yes. Gedain can get you on the access list, but you must play your part. Dunmer laws are labyrinthine, Telvanni especially. You need to invoke the proper statue to avoid suspicion. Just say the following to the sentry at the door. I hereby invoke the 26th statute of the Necrom Agreement, and then demand entry to the Conclave. Can you remember that? What could Shalreni be thinking? She's obviously counting on the support of two Daedric princes. But does she really expect them to magically elevate her to the rank of Magister? Let's get to Tel Hulen in Old Isra and see if the cloak works. Telhulen, the Tower of Halls, home to the Assembly of Masters. Remember to invoke the statute when you demand entry, and put on a cloak.
Know that, Drew? As Master Shalreni's mouth, you are prohibited from entering the Conclave.
But I must warn the Masters.
Don't worry. Your treacherous master will be dealt with soon enough. The Master's Conclave is in session. All other business is on hold. Come back later. Necrom, Let me see. Ah, yes. You're listed as Curate Godane's attending clerk. Very good. You may go inside. I expect you'll find the curate in the Assembly antechamber, as the attending Magister declared the Conclave for Masters. Oh.
Amen.
There's Curate Godane.
Really, I must...
I insist, Curate. You do realize I wield considerable influence as Master Norvora's mouth.
Of course, but...
I could do much for you and the Keepers. Now tell me, what do you think of my book?
That's Master Norvora's mouth. We need to extract Godane this instant.
The Curate and I are busy, Outsider. I am eager to hear what he thinks of my book, Ancestors of a Humble Mouth. It's a work in progress, but at least 2 booksellers have expressed interest. How strange. As no one but Masters are allowed inside, Master Norvora explicitly told me to wait out here until after the Conclave concluded its business. Well, obviously Master Norvora needs her spellbook. No Master should ever meet her peers without being totally prepared. I'll go and fetch it at once.
Thank you, my friend. Follow me. I know a place where we can talk privately. We can speak freely here. You arrived not a moment too soon, my friend. Before they decided to seal the hall, and I was trapped in that dreadful conversation with Mouth Elar, I found what we needed. Master Shalreni is here, and being held under guard until the Conclave begins. Ah, and now we come to the problem. Magister Gothran arrived from Sadrith Mora to oversee the Master's Conclave. He immediately expelled all but the Telvanni Masters and placed a ward on the door. There's no way to get into the Assembly Hall. Sadly, disabling a ward placed by a Magister is beyond my capabilities. If you have any ideas, please share them. Otherwise, I fear the Masters are on their own in there.
A Magister? To counter Magister magic, eh? Good idea. Let's go disable the ward. A ward needs anchors. Use my ghost sight to spot see them. One on either side of a door. I'll lend you my power to disable them.
If she will. The healers recommended she stay in bed, but she insisted we attend the conclave.
Magister Gothran is good, but I'm better.
As much as our
Let's enter the assembly hall.
public appearances, they hate the thought of others
gathering without them.
This is a closed session. What is the meaning of this intrusion?
Now, Guthrin, surely such restrictions don't apply to a Magister and his proxy.
Meln the Mouthless, a spirit. No matter. I will not tolerate your antics.
Nothing in our statutes precludes a dead Magister from participating in a conclave. Now, hear what my proxy has to say.
Very well. Step forward.
I'm amazing, you all suck.
You stand on shaky ground, mouth for the mouthless. What's so important that Magister Meln dares interrupt this closed session of the Master's Conclave? And Magister Meln thought us so ineffective that he had to swoop in and save the day? How presumptuous of him. Do you really think one rogue master is a match for this assembly? So I heard. Hence the reason I decided to leave my comfortable tower and come all this way to personally take charge of this conclave. The Masters will hear the charges, question the subject, and render swift judgment. Is that why you're here? To add another charge to Shelreni's list of crimes? Then
oh my god, you're
Perhaps
so
that's
annoying.
why she turned herself over without any fuss or bother, so that she can plead for mercy. Perhaps I'll be lenient. Perhaps not. Enough of this nonsense. I listened to the concerns of your Magister and heard his allegation. Now we are finished. Meln may stay if he wishes. That is his right. But you and the curate should go and leave us to our work.
Over here. I forgot how boring my so-called peers can be.
Oh, thank god.
Pity Shelreni didn't eliminate a few more of my rivals before
Oh my
they
god, you're
noticed.
awful.
But your master, Meln. I have fond memories of his many antics. That's why I wanted a word with you. Your master has delayed these proceedings long enough. Master Shelreni reached above her station and must be dealt with. Anything that postpones that and increases the time I must spend in the company of my so-called peers will not be tolerated. Murder, you say? That is serious. I suppose anything can be expected from a master who makes pacts with Daedra. We really need to strip her of her rank and exile her. Well, if you must see her, she's being held in a meeting room down the East Hall.
I don't understand this necessity for debate. If it were up to me, we'd get right to the vote. Nothing anyone has to say will change my mind about Shelreni. Now then, is Magister Meln really dead? Meln may have confused Magister Guthrin, but there's no provision for a dead Telvanni participating in a conclave. It's just not done. Is that a threat? Master Morena led Shelreni through the East Door for making similar pronouncements only a few moments ago. If that can happen to a master, imagine what's in store for a lowly mouth like you.
There's a meeting room just to the right. This must be where they're holding her.
Shelreni's gone, but what's that tipped over bottle over there? That's pure essence of dream. Let me cast a spell to see what happened here.
What was that? Just a little gift from the Prince of Dreams. Soon, you will do exactly as I say.
You won't get away with this.
I already have. And with your help, I'll get away with so much more. Now let's go attend the conclave. My ascension requires participants, willing or otherwise.
We must get to the conclave. It's held in the Master's private hall to the north.
Something's going on to the north. I think the conclave is starting.
Master Shelreni, you stand accused of conspiring against your fellow Telvanni, murdering Meln the Mouthless, and consorting with Daedric princes. How do you plead?
A Telvanni doesn't plead. But I will kill you all before I take my sacrifice and depart.
Help me, Magister!
Shelreni, cease your actions this instant.
Use my ghost sight to disable the wards and get down there.
You again? If these fools can't stop me, what hope do you have?
Come on, get up! I'm not ready to die a second time!
You're finally awake. Thank the ancestors. I thought Shelreni killed you.
We should talk, Mouth of Meln. The Mouth of the Mouthless. I suppose you want me to say that you and Meln were right. That I should have taken Shelreni's threat more seriously. Well,
yes.
Pretend I said that and move on to what needs to happen.
Oh
next.
my god.
Yes, quite a display. She used the Conclave to formally announce her intentions. Her spell would have killed everyone, and positioned her to challenge the Archmagister for rulership of the house. Luckily, I was on hand to save the local masters. Shelreni may be a powerful master, but I am a Magister of the Telvanni Council. It was a simple matter to deflect her attack while the Conclave dispersed. Then, I stabilized the portal she fled through, assuming you would want to follow her.
Alright, that's good thinking, thank you.
Really now, who do you think Meln consulted when he first invented his Cloak of Omission? I see the mark of Mora upon you. House Telvanni wants no part in the machinations of Daedric princes. Just make sure to kill Shelreni when you find her. Master Morena revealed her inadequacies when she allowed herself to be captured. The other masters survived. In both cases, House Telvanni won. If you plan to chase Shelreni, I suggest you leave now. I'm not going to hold that portal open forever. In all honesty, no. In case you haven't noticed, we of House Telvanni are a superior lot. Sentiment and mercy rarely factor into our actions. Now, step lively. That portal will close as soon as my attention wavers. Ooh, and I feel a yawn coming on.
Okay.
This ancient ruin. Those markings. This place is dedicated to Vermina. Laramil's amulet can protect us both.
Hostilities ended. Now, to relax.
This place... I think we visited the memory of it in the Eye of Mora.
This chamber appears promising. We should look around. Anything relevant in those papers?
Malachite.
Was there anything in those papers about Master Shelreni or where we might find her? She writes about how Torvasad came to her, indoctrinated her into Vermina's service, how he was consumed with restoring something that was either stolen or lost, and how he insisted they find this ancient shrine. Interesting. So they sent the malachite mined from the Alavelis quarry here. And she discusses how the hidden kindred were formed to provide the workers needed to accomplish the restoration. Somehow, rebuilding a Vermina statue is the key to Torvasad's goal. This must be where that original memory took place. Where Vermina and Periite think Hermaeus Mora wronged them and stole whatever it is they now seek. Let's keep going. That restored statue and Master Shelreni must be somewhere in this old ruin. Was there anything in those papers about so they sent the malachite. This must be where that original...
We must find Shelreni and stop her from completing this rite.
And Master Morena. We need to free her.
My black book! Looks like Shelreni got past my safeguards. Shelreni is using the restored statue as a focus for her rite.
Mora's minions! You will not interfere!
An aspect of Vermina.
Away,
That's not
agents
good.
of fate! This vessel will help me restore what was taken from us all! Now! Now, my disciple. Complete the sacrifice so I may inhabit the
I
vessel.
focused my ghost sight.
Bigger ways.
Into the focus point. My ghost sight can defeat this enemy.
Now, friend, free Morena from the binding.
Empress magic is unstable. Save yourselves. No! Not when we're so close.
Close my black book and take it. That should end the rite.
Taking the Black Book won't stop us, and one of you will serve just as well as a sacrifice.
No need to involve outsiders, Shelreni.
Oh damn.
Mina accepts your sacrifice and deems you a worthy vassal.
Uh-oh.
I regret the bloodshed, but soon Mora's injustice will be undone.
With this vessel, I can enter Apocrypha and strike at Mora's heart. With me, my faithful!
We have to warn Apocrypha. Let's return to the Necrom bindery and find Laramil.
Hold still, and I'll open a portal back to Necrom.
Neither Scroot nor I can feel Hermaeus Mora's presence. We both find this unsettling. Good, you are here. Both Scroot and I felt a sudden disturbance in the tides of fate. Something terrible has happened in Apocrypha, and Scroot and I no longer feel the presence of the one who knows. Another significant event in the annals of fate, and I missed it. But Master Shelreni is dead. And Vermina did what? Start from the beginning, Proxy. What happened at the Master's Conclave? So that was Shelreni's plan. Use whatever power the princess provided to eliminate her rivals and move up in rank. I am glad she failed. But what happened after that? And Blightcrown decided to complete the rite anyway by sacrificing Shelreni instead. Ruthless, but in keeping with a follower of Periite. And you say this allowed Vermina to possess Shelreni's corpse. What happened next, Proxy? They cannot. Not usually. Hence all the trouble that Torvasad and his allies went through to reach this point. At least you saved the Telvanni Masters and recovered Meln's Black Book. Well done. While I ponder next steps, take this. You earned it. Both Scroot and I felt the tides of fate churn and boil. Worse, neither of us has been able to commune with Hermaeus Mora since the Black Book's rite was completed at Vermina's shrine. And you say you saw Shelreni's body walk into Apocrypha, giving Vermina access to Apocrypha and a host to work through. They must know where to find the memory they seek, or they have a good idea where to look. Apocrypha is infinite. Without fate to guide us, we are lost in the dark without a candle. Blightcrown and Torvasad have ways to avoid detection. Only one viable option presents itself. We must ask Master Shelreni where Vermina has taken her body. Will you see this through, Proxy, before the disaster Mora foresaw comes to pass? Fortunately, we have two conduits to spirits not yet bound for Aetherius at our disposal. Magister Meln and Curate Gadain. Speak to Meln first. He obviously knows what happens when a Telvanni mage dies. Aetherius is the immortal plane. When a person dies, their spirit moves on to that realm unless something prevents that from happening. A violent death, perhaps, or because the spirit still has tasks left undone. Shelreni fits both categories. What Hermaeus Mora foresaw was always about an assault on Apocrypha. Vermina and her allies want to recover the memory that was stolen from them. But the way she's going about it will doom us all. We need to determine her destination and stop her. You know how you can feel the warmth and know the sun is above you, even if you never look up. That is what Scroot experiences every day in the service of her master, and what I sense when I commune with the one who knows. Now, it just feels empty. Perhaps. We know Blightcrown used a corrupting combination of pestilence and dream to avoid detection in the Panopticon, and he was trying to increase its potency. Maybe the rite did more than open a path. Maybe it cut Mora off from his own realm.
Laramil's idea is a good one. Master Shelreni has the answer we seek, and I know how to reach her. No Telvanni master worth their weight in Kwama cudgel would relinquish their hold on this plane without a fight. I have no doubt we can contact Master Shelreni's spirit. Whether we can get her to cooperate, well, that's an entirely different matter. As the curate can tell you, Necrom forbids summoning the dead. But there's no regulation against the dead choosing to speak to you. We don't have to summon Shelreni's spirit. We can go to her and simply request an audience. Same place you found me. In her tower, of course. We must go to Tel Barrow and search her sanctum. If her spirit lingers, she'll haunt there. Though, I'm better take Gadain with us. If she's become a vengeful spirit, his expertise might be required.
Meln, we can't just summon the dead whenever we please. It's forbidden.
Yes. Summoning is an affront to your order. But if the spirit is already there...
If I help you, I could jeopardize my standing.
We would not ask this of you if the situation was not dire.
Of course I'll help, Laramil.
I'll return to Apocrypha. See if I can find Vermina while you chase spirits. Not like I've got anything better to do.
Good luck at Tel Barrow, my friends. Return here with whatever you learn.
Dealing with displaced spirits is very much frowned upon by the Keepers of the Dead. I'll help, because the stakes are great, but it goes against every iota of my training. That's an aspect of our beliefs, but not the primary component. And it's different when you visit the catacombs and a spirit appears before you. I suppose if Shalreni decides to speak to us, that shouldn't violate the Codex too badly. Indeed, the recently departed are often confused, and that confusion can turn violent. I much prefer to deal with the spirits of our ancient ancestors. They may be cantankerous, but they've had enough time to reconcile to their undead existence.
Take a portal.
There's always more to do. Falani can see.
Where's the Keeper? He should have been here by now.
The tower's locked tight. We need another way inside.
Telvanni towers always have more than a single ingress and egress. Look around. Over there. Just let me... There. Easy enough for a Magister to remove a Master's ward. Let's go inside. Shalreni's private study. Her presence is strong here. My ghost sight allows you to see it. Move closer, and I'll try to get her to manifest fully.
Careful, my friend.
Blight Crown! He killed me. I'll destroy them all!
Such rage and suffering. Let me try to calm her.
Have you come to gloat? To see how far the mighty Shalreni has fallen? I would have led House Telvanni to new heights. Instead, I lost everything. All my work unfinished. My legacy in ruins. This is your fault, outsider. You and those duplicitous Daedric princes. Now, why in the name of my despicable ancestors would I even consider such a notion? You're my enemy. I'm content to sit back and watch as Vermina and Periite steal back whatever they think Hermaeus Mora took from them. You know nothing of the Telvanni, outsider. awe of me. But I will admit that I hate it when a greater power reneges on a mutually advantageous agreement. Frankly, my role in all this was more difficult than what I requested of the princes. I decrypted Meln's Black Book, perfected Blight Crown's subterfuge concoction, and performed the rite that gave Vermina access to Apocrypha. And all for a simple favor. Eliminate my competition, and elevate me to the rank of Archmagister. I see what you did there. Clever. I suppose I've been taken off the board. A bit of revenge on my part is probably called for. The path to the memory Vermina seeks lies through the infinite panopticon. Torvasad will lead her there. It started with Torvasad and his dream of something lost long ago. He needed someone to acquire Meln's Black Book and perform the rite. In return, he would help me achieve my dream of becoming Archmagister, as long as I pledged myself to Vermina. Torvasad behaves like a broker, bringing disparate parties together for mutual benefit. In truth, I now believe this is all about Torvasad. He has his own agenda. Anyway, he convinced the princes to set aside their differences and work together. Truth be told, I never much cared. All I wanted was to do what was asked of me and get my reward. Instead, I got a dagger in the back from that disgusting Blight Crown. They believe Hermaeus Mora stole something from them. From all of us, really. It involves Torvasad's dream. He had vague visions of a Vermina shrine, believed it was important. So he asked Vermina to help him recall the entire dream. When she failed, he expanded his list of allies. That's where the hidden kindred came in. Look, maybe Mora stole Torvasad's favorite sweet roll recipe. I wouldn't put it past the Prince of Fate. He collects knowledge like House Lalu hoards gold. All I know is Vermina and Pereide want the memory back, but Torvasad wants it more. Silent, you say? Then my enhanced subterfuge concoction worked. I told Blightcrown I could do it. I took Blightcrown's mix of disease and dream, and with a few adjustments to the rite, enhanced its ability to hide them 1,000-fold. If Mora has gone silent, it means it affected him too. Cut him off from his own realm. Am I a genius or what? Oh, fear not. You can't separate a Daedric prince from their realm for very long. Should last just long enough for Vermina to get whatever she's after. Of course, who can say what will happen when a realm and its prince are sundered even briefly?
I can't absolve you of your transgression, Spirit, but I can grant you peace.
Eternal disappointment, more likely.
Let's return to Necrom and tell Laramil what we learned.
Calm yourself, Scroot. I am sure Apocrypha is not as bad as you say. Ah, Proxy. Tell me what happened at Tel Barrow. Scrooge returned from Apocrypha with disheartening news, while my efforts at research have been marginally effective at best. Tell me you have something better to report, Proxy. The Infinite Panopticon. First they sought a memory to alter. Now they seek what? Another memory? And can they even find the entrance again? Well, we have a destination. Now all we need is a plan. What research I was able to accomplish tells me that Vermina will be a formidable opponent. But in order to enter Apocrypha without Mora's consent, she requires an anchor and a shield. In this case, Master Shalreni's body. That will be her undoing. Shalreni's body is mortal. If we destroy it, I do not believe that even Blightcrown's concoction will hide Vermina from the one who knows. Of course, there is also the matter of Apocrypha gone amok. But one problem at a time, I think. Gadain, this will be dangerous. I would feel better if you remain here, out of harm's way.
I swore to retrieve the relic, and I can't stand the thought of you facing this danger without me. All of you, really.
Vomitus.
If we must.
As I feared, the entrance to the Infinite Panopticon has moved.
As is its nature. Which means we have failed and reality is doomed.
I refuse this outcome. Fate, bend to my will.
Laramel, be careful.
There is no time. The Panopticon must exist. Here, I command it.
Laramel, you did it. The Panopticon is open.
Oh no. Vermina. Her presence is destroying the Panopticon.
Laramel, look at yourself. You're in no shape to continue.
Nonsense. No. You are right. Proxy, you must deal with Vermina.
I think Vermina's presence is somehow intense. You can't face Vermina alone. I don't believe I'm saying this, but I'll go with you.
This is more than just the presence of a rival Daedric prince. Something else is happening here.
Ripples of agony from below. We need to go. I am a vessel of the Great Eye. Call on me.
Onward and upward. ended. Now to relax.
What a mess. If we survive, the good Lord, let me aid you. Here, mortal. Let it pop up for smite your fun.
Remember, Vermina's not alone. Blightcrown and Torvisard are with her.
I'm a vessel with a great eye. Call on me.
Ah, time for tea then.
Corruption.
Hidden kindred. Looks like Vermina brought an army.
I'm a vessel of the great eye. Call on me. Satisfying snack. That portal. Vermina passed through it, mortal. Don't ask me. I've never... This place feels ancient. Like no one's been here in an eternity.
The combination of right and concoction worked splendidly. We are hidden, and Mora suffers.
I see the Eye of Mora above us. That's where we need to go, mortal.
Find your memory. I have a final gift to deliver to the very core of Apocrypha.
Blightcrown! Did he say something about an Eye of Mora?
Ignore Blightcrown. We need to reach Vermina and destroy Shalreni's body.
Let me aid you. I'm the vessel of the great eye. Call on me. Dispatch them, mortal. to talk. Blight Crown's a threat, but Vermina's a prince. We should follow Vermina and Torvasard into the Eye of Mora. I have no clue which memory of Hermaeus Mora this particular eye contains, but we should go in and do what we came here to do. Find Vermina and destroy Master Shelreni's body. Without the protection it provides, Mora should be able to pinpoint her. You're right, I don't hear the Great Eye. I think that has something to do with Vermina's presence, Blight Crown's corruption, and the rite they completed to enter the realm. It's just a guess, but if we solve one problem, it should help. Now, mortal, step into the Eye of Mora. What happened to this memory? It looks more like a dream. Or a nightmare.
Another Daedric Prince memory? You take me to the nicest places.
This has to be Vermina's fault. Stupid Prince of Dreams.
This memory is mine now, mortal. I have wrapped it in a dream of my own creation.
We need to discuss this, mortal. Listen carefully, mortal. Vermina's power is limited here. This isn't her realm. It's only due to the necromancy they used on Shelreni's body that she made it this far. She's placed a dream around us, but the true memory is still here. Vermina hasn't been in here very long. She didn't have time to craft a perfect dreamscape to hide within. Look for flaws in the illusion, the cracks in the facade. We're inside one of the Great Eye's secret memories. That's just an echo of him, part of the memory. Like I said, Vermina's overlay of dream stuff isn't perfect, and we can take advantage of that. Good idea. If you can find the weak points, I can break them open and expose the true memory beneath. Of course, knowing what the Great Eye values, that will probably drive us insane. Took me centuries to recover the last time that happened.
Once again, Meln to the rescue. When you get close to a flaw, use my ghost sight to spot it. I sense a flaw. Use my ghost sight to reveal it.
I have done the unthinkable. Now, I must make sure it cannot be undone.
Make better choices.
I shall divide the only remaining memory of it. My memory. And hide it in 3 glyphics.
This must be the memory of when Hermaeus Mora hid the secret the enemy seeks.
Secured inside the glyphic of hidden paths. within the glyphic of lost memories. Sealed inside the glyphic of shattered reflections. Who dares invade my private memories?
We got what we came here for, Torvasad. This way!
How dare Vermina enter my realm? Fighter, protect the 3 glyphics. Go and enter the mythos.
This is the mythos deep beneath the Icor Sea. Another memory or more of the same? I am a vessel of the Great Hunt. Call on me.
This creature serves Apocrypha. Why are you here? Speak, damn you! Onward and upward!
This is the mythos deep beneath the Icor Sea. Another memory or more of the same? This is the core of Apocrypha. Remember how Torvasard altered a memory and changed the past? The damage they can cause here is enormous.
Nothing played. The Dark Lady is allied with Harry.
Let me... Let Apocrypha smite your foe.
We have an accord.
We need to hurry. Here, mortal. Let Apocrypha smite your foe.
These locks of elf.
I am a vessel of the Great Eye. Call on me. Let me in.
Dreamweaver flees. But what of the Glyphic Vault? She will pay for the damage she has wrought on my realm. Approach, Chosen, and hear my words. I shook off the worst effects of Vermina's corrupting presence, but not soon enough. The intruders have fled. But the vault of the Glyphic! You must determine if the secret remains secure. Not just any Glyphic. One of 3 primordial Glyphics that in total contain the entirety of the memory I made everyone forget. A memory that, if restored, will destroy reality. Enter the vault. Check on the Glyphic! That which I cannot see. The corruption coursing through Apocrypha continues to weaken me. I must do everything I can to maintain a connection to my realm. Enter and examine the Glyphic. I give you permission to gaze upon this portion of the memory. It cannot be avoided. Fate's Chosen must make sure the Glyphic is secure and the memory intact. We shall talk again. When you are done, examine the Glyphic of Hidden Paths. It will reveal its portion of the secret to you. Regrettably, there is no other way to determine if the Glyphic remains intact. But fate will survive a slight fraying of its fabric. It has to. Now, go! Examine the Glyphic and see how this all began, Chosen.
Why have you called us all together, Prince of Fate?
We must deal with this problem, Dreamweaver. I have seen what happens if we do nothing. Already the threads of fate unravel. They have no regard for the chaos they can cause.
Ah, that's it! What I needed to spark my memory, I will restore the rest. Lord of Secrets, I will restore it all!
Torvasar, only one of the unseen could evade my sight here. Chosen, we must speak. My power remains diminished due to the toxins Periite's followers polluted Apocrypha with. But you helped me break free of the worst of the miasma. You saw the contents of the Glyphic of Hidden Paths, as did Torvasar. I did not expect that. Not yet. One thread in the tapestry snapped, but 2 more remain. If you can keep my enemies from unsealing the final 2 Glyphics, there is still a chance to preserve Apocrypha and the rest of reality. You saw how this began. The Great Omission. Just something from very long ago. Something I did not expect to encounter ever again. It is not important. Not yet. Right now, fate requires a champion, mortal. Do as you have done. Follow your heart. Return to Laramil. Consult with her. Defeat those who oppose us. You will know the best course of action when fate requires it. Now, I must conserve my strength. Apocrypha is under attack, and I feel its pain. Leave this memory, mortal. Take the portal, and return to your allies in Cypher's Midden.
Fate's Chosen returns. I am eager to hear what happened, Proxy. I have recovered, Proxy. Now tell me, what occurred after we parted ways in the infinite Panopticon? Part of the memory has been remembered, but reality has not unraveled. So we must still have time to make this right. Vermina and her allies continue to assault Apocrypha, but freeing Hermaeus Mora was a victory. Well done. This is for you, Proxy. Secret and forbidden knowledge. Something so terrible that Hermaeus Mora wiped the very memory of it from all existence. But now Tolvasad has plucked a thin sliver from the darkness, urging us to remember. Though it pains me, we cannot allow that. You did. I am unsure how I feel about that. I want to ask you 1,000 questions, but the corruption plaguing Apocrypha grows worse with every passing moment, and Vermina still roams free. I am torn as what to do. An opportunity, perhaps. It shall take Vermina time to locate the remaining glyphics. That gives us a chance to end the corruption and restore Hermaeus Mora's power. Are you willing to hunt down Blightcrown while I try to locate Vermina? What started in the Panopticon has spread beyond into other parts of Apocrypha. Gadain and I have seen its effects here among the stacks. While you investigate the corruption in Cypher's Midden, I shall try to determine where to find Vermina. We know it is a vile combination of dream and disease, developed by Blightcrown from concepts provided by Vermina and Periite. Master Shelreni helped to perfect it, and her rite increased its strength. It hides Vermina and weakens Hermaeus Mora. As we have seen, it drives the inhabitants of Apocrypha mad, and turns even allied Daedra violent. Scroot could sense the agony of the realm back on Nairn. Here, I fear she may eventually succumb as the other natives have. Even I am not immune. No. Despite your status as Fate's proxy, you seem resistant. Now, explore Cypher's Midden, and try to track down Blightcrown, or determine how the affliction spreads. I shall attempt to locate Vermina. Remember, they used sensors in the Panopticon.
I'll go with you.
A forgotten
It's not
prince.
like I have anywhere else to
An
be.
entire Daedric prince. Heretofore unknown by the academic community. And thanks to our current circumstances, I can't write a paper about it? Truly, my meddling in fate has cursed me.
Why has the realm turned against us? I don't sense the great eyes. Has Mora abandoned us?
It rushed to attack and then just froze in place. I think it's sick. One of Blightcrown's sensors. And not even hidden. Destroy it.
The Daedra never bothered us before. The Great Eye always told us we were safe here. But that Seeker, there was madness in its eyes. Open sores, a smell of disease, and the screeching. It was awful. Poor Hulman. The Seeker just swooped in, struck him down, flew off. They've never attacked the settlement before.
Let's return to Leramil's study and tell her what we found.
Friend, the corruption has gotten worse. See to Scroot while I do
Flee,
what I can to
mortal.
learn.
The pain overwhelms me.
Oh no!
Soon I won't be able to tell friend from foe. And my many beguiling eyes, each blinks out and goes dark in turn. Soon I'll be totally blind. I don't know. But the pain and the blindness... Is this what caused the Great Eye to disconnect from his realm? To allow Vermina's dream to envelop him in order to escape the suffering? You don't suppose she has a dream for me, do you? The other mortal? Oh, to have my fate rest in such fragile hands. Really, you should go. Apocrypha is no longer safe, and I don't want to hurt you. Wait. A barely perceptible ripple in the threads. Someone approaches.
Your allies suffer needlessly. Allow me to aid them.
This affliction is beyond my skills, friend. See what the Dremora has to offer.
Vermina and Periite have gone too far with their corruption. It works its way into the very fabric of Apocrypha. You only need to look to your two allies to see the harm it causes. I can ease their suffering, mortal.
Why should we trust you?
It was an alliance of necessity. I needed their assistance to recover that which was taken from us in ancient times. Hermaeus Mora did what he thought right, as have I. I have no desire to punish him for following his nature. I know where to find Blightcrown, so that you can stop him before he does irreparable damage to this realm. And I can show you where Vermina has gone. I no longer care to share the ancient memory with her, or Periite. Because I also require help. I offer a trade, an end to this assault on Apocrypha, for the assistance of Fate's Chosen. Decide, mortal. Blightcrown even now works his way toward the core of this realm. Soon it will be too late to reverse the damage. I will mark a location on your map. Here we can open a path to the place Hermaeus Mora calls the Mythos. Not to a memory this time, but to the here and now. Then you can stop Blightcrown before the corruption becomes irreversible. It will take all of us to reach the Mythos. Allow me to ease the suffering of your allies.
I can see again!
Go, Proxy. I shall join you at the location.
I need to find someone to look into this. But who?
Torvasard spoke true. We can reach the mythos from here. But first, we must align the threads of fate. Assist me, Proxy. I can align the threads through your capacity as fate's chosen. Touch each thread in turn.
Mortals manipulating the very strands of fate. How unlike Hermaeus Mora to put such power in your hands. He must be truly desperate to keep us in the dark concerning the crimes he perpetrated so long ago. I assumed my intentions were quite clear. I seek to restore that which was wiped from existence in the ancient past by Hermaeus Mora. The memories that I only suspected were real because of the dream that haunted me. Because Daedra do not normally dream, and this one was relentless, recurring night after night. A vision of a statue of Vermina and the ever-present gaze of Hermaeus Mora. I originally sought out the Prince of Dreams' help to make sense of it all. Obviously. But all Vermina was able to do was determine that she and Periite shared the barest recollection of the same memory. That knowledge bound us together. We pooled our resources and planned to recover the stolen memory from Apocrypha. I cannot answer those questions. I have no memory of life before I lost my clan. I don't even know where I originally came from. A part of my past is missing. A part of me. And I won't rest until I recover it. Some memory returns, but not enough.
Fate shifts in our direction. Good.
Another layer aligns. The way is opening.
Nicely done. Now let's return to Lirimel and see if everything aligned correctly.
Almost there. Help me align the portal, Proxy. The way into the mythos is open.
Chosen of fate, speak with me. The corruption wreaks havoc with my realm, Chosen. Any relief I experienced after breaking free of Vermina's dream has left me. My connection to Apocrypha grows ever more tenuous, and the vile poison debilitates me. The great Eye is blind, while Vermina hides from me. I glimpsed Periite's lapdog break into the mythos before my sight faded. He spreads corruption into the realm's foundation. As Apocrypha succumbs, the realm will crumble. Such destruction will ripple throughout reality. Good. Once inside, you will be my eyes. I will not be able to assist you directly, nor show you where to find the invaders. Torvasard. Of course. The unseen. I cannot sense his presence. The black book you carry. Use it if you need my strength. Just do not look directly into the pages. Even Fate's Chosen can be harmed by the briefest of exposures to forbidden knowledge. I call forth all whose fates are intertwined with yours, Chosen. Only together can you save reality.
Have I mentioned how much I detest teleportation?
You certainly do tend to collect an odd assortment of companions.
The path to the mythos awaits, mortal. Let us not linger too long.
They say the dead have nothing to fear. Then why am I filled with a sense of unease? Well, as long as you carry my soul gem, I'll go where you go. Even if we're probably marching straight to our doom. Truthfully, I have no idea. I've seen you accomplish some amazing feats, and Hermaeus Mora has faith in you. But this is the mythos we're going into. To face the champions of 2 enemy princes, maybe even the princes themselves. Not my usual fare. I didn't say that. The fate of reality hangs in the balance. That's not something to walk away from. Not if we have the slightest chance of preserving existence. No. I'll help you as I can. The spirit of a Tavani Magister and his surrogate body. That's an excellent question. I had to employ numerous wards to barely study the thing, without being whisked away to Apocrypha. But if the Prince of Fate says you can use it to aid your mission, take him at his word. He has no reason to lie to you.
When I embarked on this quest with you, I never expected to be working alongside Daedra, let alone be marching into the very heart of Apocrypha. I admit, I'm afraid, but I'll stand by you. By you and Laramil both. You have my word. Are you offering me a way out? Thank you, friend, but I'll pass. I promised the abbot I'd recover the Fulcrum Obscura, and Torvasad assured me Blightcrown has the relic. Well, how can I turn my back on saving reality? Or abandon Laramil? As long as the corruption threatens her, she's going to need someone to lean on. Wait a moment. What are you implying?
An odd collection of allies for someone so formidable. You may count me among them. At least until our paths once again diverge. I am ready to enter the mythos when you are, mortal. The Prince of Fate has his secrets, and I have mine. The truth is, however, I do not know. That is one of the things I hope to learn when I recover the stolen memory from the ancient past. I believe the lost memory concerns us all. But yes, I think it holds a special significance for myself. What that is, I can only imagine. Not knowing, though. It drives me to reveal what was hidden, no matter the cost.
I forgot to talk to Laramil. Oh no. Can I go back?
While the corruption still threatens me, I shall not turn away from my obligation. I started this with you. I plan to finish it with you as well. But we cannot understate the danger. If Scroot or I succumb, turn to Torvasad to aid you. Of course not. There is something unusual about that Dremora. Not the least of which is the fact that the one who knows cannot detect his presence. But Torvasad obviously requires something from you. Use that to your advantage. Perhaps. But the one who knows seems to think something more is at play. And I agree. Torvasad requires further investigation. But later, when reality is no longer in imminent danger, remember what Hermaeus Mora told you. Remember the Black Book. Just what Mora told you. Use it when you need to call on his strength. Do not look too deeply into the pages, though. I know from experience what gazing upon such knowledge can do to a mortal mind. I just wish Gadain did not insist on going with us. I am concerned about all my allies, but yes, Gadain's safety worries me. I fear that his heart is too pure, too inexperienced to survive what we shall experience in the mythos. If I falter, keep him safe, Proxy. Please.
I suffer just as the Great Eye suffers. But I'll float alongside you into the very depths of Apocrypha. Which just happens to be where we're going. Just don't blame me if my tentacles fall off or I attack you or something. What choice do I have, mortal? The Great Eye commands, and I obey. Besides, whatever Torvasar did to me, it seems to be holding back the worst effects of the corruption. At least for now.
My manufactories and corruption will keep them busy, Prince Vermina.
Disable Blight Crown's manufactories, and the corruption will dissipate. Just shatter the dream crystal that binds them to the mythos. Save Apocrypha while I pursue Vermina.
Come, Gadain. We'll take the west border and leave the east to Laramel and Fate's Chosen.
Good thinking, Scroot. This way, Proxy.
The mythos appears endless, but I sense a huge concentration of corruption on the right. Speak.
Is not the mythos magnificent, Proxy? What I would give to get to explore.
Scholarship!
Let us bread and fate restore your strength. Torvasar, Light Crown's vile monstrosity. No wonder Apocalypse.
The current of fate shall revitalize you.
That looks like a dream crystal. Destroy it.
Feel the current of fate flow through you. Let fate renew your vigor.
Edifice of corruption has been dealt with. Let us traverse to the western side. Light Crown must have shattered the path. Simple enough to rectify. There. That took more out of me than I expected. Follow the path, Roxy.
Lyramil can't keep pushing herself like that. The corruption is wearing her down.
Here comes Fate's Chosen. Probably going to gloat.
Over here. We could use some help. But where's Laramel?
Fight, do they?
Showed up. We were set upon as soon as we arrived.
We never reached the manufactory. The way is blocked. Let me summon a portal. Ugh, I'm exhausted. Here comes Laramil. You and Gadain go on ahead. I'll stay with her.
To use my ghost sight. Try my ghost sight to attack with precision.
Goodness, you showed up. We were set upon as soon as we arrived.
We never reached the manufactory. The way is blocked. Let me summon a portal. Ugh, I'm exhausted. Here comes Laramil. You and Gadain go on ahead. I'll stay with her.
Stay safe, Proxy. And you too, Gadain.
Laramil, when this is over...
Now is not the time, Gadain. Go.
Behold, The very heart of the mythos. Just looking at it makes my head spin.
Laramil's amulet can protect us both. Get closer to me, friend. You already destroyed one of these manufactories? Then you know what to look for.
Onward and upward!
Stand close and let me shield you.
Move now, please!
Laramil's gift protects us both. Laramil's amulet can protect us both. Get closer to me, friend.
If we must.
Why, yes, that was me who realigned the path for you. Thanks for asking.
Stand close and let me shield you. Laramil's gift protects us both.
How invigorating!
Laramil's amulet can
we were going so well, and then it crashed.
Laramil's amulet can protect us both. Aren't we done? No? All right. I'm right behind you. Get closer to me, friend. Stand close and let me shield you.
Full of faith. Not feeling well, chosen.
Lightcrown, Laramil's gift protects us both.
Of course, it may take a week of hot baths to get a stink off you.
All that for 11 gold, really?
The Fulcrum Obscura, just as Torvasad said. Now I can return it to the Abbey.
Look, Laramil, we found them.
When you are ready, Proxy, this portal shall take you to Vermina.
Laramil! Thank the ancestors you're all right.
The power I sense up ahead. It must be Vermina.
Torvasad tells me fate chose you. Well, he chose poorly. Time to die, mortal. While I wear Shalreni's mortal shell,
Neither no longer.
I will regain what fate took from me.
Gather their energy. Enter the focus point. Use my ghost sight to strike true. Vita here.
God damn it.
Torvisar tells me fate chose you. Well, he chose poorly. Time to die, mortal.
Rejection process. Rise to the occasion.
While I wear Shalreni's mortal shell, Mora cannot find me. You must face me alone, mortal.
I focused my ghost. Try my ghost sight to attack with precision.
Let me end your suffering. You cannot resist my power.
My ghost to defeat this enemy.
Now you die.
Oh my god.
Now face a true nightmare. What nightmare can I...
Without Shalreni's body,
What?
Vermina takes on a more nightmarish form.
What nightmare can I draw from your darkest dreams? No nightmare will never end.
Nightmares are unreal. Enter the focus point. Use my ghost sight to strike true. You're stronger than her dreams. This time.
Like my nightmares, and face me in my true form.
Oh.
We're out of options. Use the black book.
My shrinkage can't harm me.
No, but it helped me locate a loathsome intruder.
Hermaeus Mora has found me. No!
I am here, Chosen. Unleash my power as you will. Together we'll expel this coven. Vermina has been cast out, and Periite's contamination wanes. Well done, Chosen. Now, enter the second vault, and make sure the glyphic is secure.
And now our deal is done, mortal. I helped you save Apocrypha, and you helped me enter this vault. I will unlock this glyphic and recover the second part of the lost memory.
Torvasard! He fooled us both, Chosen. Emerge from the mythos and speak with me. We must discuss what happened, Chosen. Periite's plague dog defeated. Vermina expelled. You did well, mortal. Fate chose wisely when it selected you to aid me. What has occurred is what was meant to be. All the potential futures coalesced into a single point in time to render a moment in fate absolute. It was inevitable. Torvasard has the ability to avoid detection, even from my all-seeing gaze. For one who knows everything, I can only speculate. Odd. I find that refreshing. It relates to the forgotten memory. But unless I look into the glyphics, those details are lost. Even to me. Now, I must restore my realm. The hidden kindred linger, but without leaders, they are merely a nuisance. You, however, are still Fate's chosen. Return to your allies in Cypher's Mitten. When the time comes, you will find Torvasard and deal with him. Do not despair, Chosen. Through your efforts, the lost memory was denied Vermina and Periite, thus preserving reality. That Torvasard saw part of the secret is regrettable, but not catastrophic. Now, return to Laramil's study in Cypher's Midden. Fate selected you to save Apocrypha and preserve reality. You have accomplished all that and more. Destiny followed the exact path that I foretold. But we are not yet done. You have more to do before our contract is fulfilled. The Prince of Fate does not lie. Two beings now remember a small part of a greater whole. There is still time and opportunity to correct this before the memory spreads. Danger exists in every corner of Fate, Chosen. Such is the nature of existence. But the entirety of what was hidden in the distant past remains sealed away. The threads it connects to have frayed, but they have not broken. Reality can still be saved. Return to Cypher's Midden. We will speak again.
Laceration. Wounded. Strike! Now!
Fuck!
You're needed here.
I am glad to see you unharmed. I look forward to hearing about your encounter with Vermina.
Oh, let me! We defeated Vermina!
I didn't get to see you beat the Dreamweaver? How unfair is that?
So we can relax now? Ah, friend, you have that look. What terrible news are you about to tell Laramil?
What happened after you entered the portal, Proxy? Scroot tells us the one who knows has reconnected with his realm. But beyond that, we are in the dark. Of course. He needed you to lead him to Vermina. Guide him to where she was lurking because she was hidden inside the body of Master Shelreni. And what of the second glyphic? Is the secret memory secure? Unfortunate, but not unrecoverable. Now that Hermaeus Mora is restored, he can locate Torvasad and deal with him once and for all. Unless... Does Torvasad still have some way to elude the one who knows, even without Blightcrown's corruption? Torvasad's nature. He is unlike any Dremora I have ever encountered. He helped us to help himself. But I believe him when he said he meant no harm. He just does not realize the danger this memory poses. I suppose that means we need to find him. Then let us take a moment to remember all we accomplished. All you accomplished, Proxy. You defeated Blightcrown, expelled Vermina, and saved Apocrypha, thereby saving Nern. Take this. The one who knows insists you accept this reward. While we contemplate the best method for tracking down Torvasard, there are 2 other tasks we must accomplish first. One concerns updating the records of Apocrypha. The other requires us to return to Necrom and rectify the original anomaly of fate. Scrooge can provide more information, as it is a vital part of her job. After repairing a thread of fate, she must record the final details in the Chronicle of Apocrypha. Having your name inscribed therein is a great honor. Necrom, one of the first threads of fate we investigated to uncover the identity of Apocrypha's enemies, and it is the only one we did not resolve. We must accompany Gadain back there so he can return the Fulcrum Obscura. But first, talk to Scrooge. Scrooge can tell you all about the process for inscribing her records in the Chronicle of Apocrypha. You should talk with her. Meanwhile, I shall discuss arrangements for returning to Necrom with Curate Gadain. As have you and I, Proxy. That is only natural when allies face unimaginable danger at each other's side. Beyond that, I would prefer if we did not mention this again.
My role has always been to observe and repair the lines of fate, never to unduly influence them, no matter how sorely I'm tempted. So while I was waiting, it was just a nervous habit that I haphazardly started checking the nearby lines of fate. The Chronicle can wait. This is more important. Why else would I have even mentioned anything mortal? It's like no one ever listens to a word I say. Anyway, I noticed an anomalous thread not far from here, at the prismatic Irish shore. A fate anomaly. The sacred task appointed to me. My job is to spot and correct them. It's really important, but you don't care. I think it's the stolen glyphic. Removing it from the mythos triggered the irregularity. Luckily, I happened to spot it. Not us, mortal. Just you. And Melon, I suppose. Only Fate's Chosen can resolve this, and that's still you. The prismatic Irish shore is north of here. Meet us in Cypher's Hall after you deal with Torvasard. Then we can update the Chronicle. Apocrypha is quite resilient, and since the burning sensation in my tentacles and the pain behind my orbs have mostly faded, I'd say yes. Besides, I can hear the melodious hum of the Great Eye resonating all around me, so that's a good sign. The usual. Various denizens of Apocrypha, the stray hidden kindred or dream carver loitering about. But you might need Melm's ghost sight to follow the trail of the glyphic. I barely noticed it, so it must still be in Torvasard's possession.
Can I get you anything, Laramil?
No, thank you, Gadain. I am mostly recovered from our ordeal.
To have been able to play a role in restoring Apocrypha to constancy, it's more than this scholar could ever have hoped for. Peerless as always. Peerless.
Have you lost?
do business.
Scroot's penchant for noticing anomalies of fate is impressive. But this might not be Torvasod and the Glyphic. Up that path to the left. I think that's where the anomaly is. No matter what we encounter, remember you literally have a Telvanni Magister in your power.
Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
I sense something amiss. Use my ghost sight to look around. This bridge wasn't here a moment ago. I suggest we cross it. Look!
Once more.
It doesn't matter what you foresee.
Reality. You must all forget.
And there it is. Another piece of my memory restored. We should speak, mortal. The Prince of Fate thinks himself so perfect, but for all his power, he couldn't eliminate the memory he so desperately sought to hide. Not from my dreams, not from his own mind. And now, I remember most of it. Only one secret remains to uncover. Why would you? You are merely mortal. But I have wandered the plains of oblivion for eons, an outcast with no clan. I believed I was formed that way, a forgotten scrap of creation, until the dream began to haunt me, a fragment of an ancient memory. No, the dream that will end it, that will finally restore all that was lost. Hermaeus Mora caused all this with his greed and selfishness. He made us all forget. He made me forget. There was another Daedric prince, my prince. A prince that saved me and preserved just enough of my memory so that I could one day save them in return. A prince whose jealous and craven siblings cast down and wiped from the annals of history. No Prince of Oblivion can truly be destroyed. The final Glyphic contains that secret. How to find them and restore them to their rightful place. and then Mora will answer for his crimes. See for yourself. I leave the glyphic for you to examine.
It doesn't matter what you foresee. You can't do this to another prince. Or to the rest of us, for that matter.
You have seen the damage Prince Athelia has already done to the fabric of fate. If left unchecked, reality will unravel.
All of us must agree, Mora. And I definitely do not. Memories are sacrosanct. As are the domains of the princes.
You can't punish someone for something they might possibly do.
I must. The risk is too great. I am truly sorry. But there is no alternative. For the sake of reality, you must all forget. What was forgotten has been remembered. We must speak. Too late. Too late. The door sealed long ago is open. Just a crack. But the damage is done. That which was forgotten is now remembered. The memories released from the two glyphics are accurate and true. Athelia, the Prince of Paths, the mistress of the untraveled road, the unseen. Her ability to alter fate, to shape destiny to her liking, was a threat to all reality. It still is. What mortal could? The Fate Changer is an arbiter of chaos, who can unravel the strands of fate and rearrange them to suit her every whim. Her very existence endangers everything. I saw no other way to preserve reality than to do what I did. I gathered my fellow princes and revealed the danger I foresaw. Most agreed to aid me, some refused. In the end, it did not matter. I erased Athelia from history. But I could not erase my own memories. Those I sealed in the 3 primordial glyphics. Torvasar. Something I did not foresee. An agent of Athelia, hidden for all these eons. Her contingency plan. Her revenge. At least the final glyphic is secure. Until it is found and opened, reality remains safe. For now, return to Cypher's Midden.
May I have a word? Magister Goreth referred to you as the mouth of the mouthless. I suppose that fits. Look, I've never been very good at this, but I wanted to thank you. In life, I was a secluded old wizard who cared nothing for anything but magic and my own studies.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
My enormous intellect certainly came in handy, but your fate's chosen. You would have found a way, with or without me. But I'm glad you rescued me from Shalreni, that you took me on this adventure. If I never escaped this soul gem... Maybe. I'm in no rush. Adventuring is a new experience for me. I'm content to follow along for now. I'm going to rest for a while. Remember, as long as you have my gem, if you ever need me, just call. Now, talk to Scroot about the Chronicle.
Hello, mortal. The Great Eye told me what happened. Even though things didn't go exactly the way we hoped, we're all still here. That means reality is stable. For now. I'm as surprised as you, but existence is resilient. At least, for another day. Laramil and I spoke with a few of the ciphers, and we're all in agreement. We want to add your story to the Chronicle of Apocrypha. Only the most momentous events make it into that sacred volume. I also wanted to say, you expanded my outlook. I always saw fate as black and white, set in stone, unchangeable. But now I see that not every aberration is a disaster. Not every surprise a mistake. Thanks for that. Now, let's inscribe you in the Chronicle. Then Curate Gadain wants to see you. Let it be known that the name of Fate's Chosen shall be entered into the Chronicle of Apocrypha, to be remembered forever for actions accomplished in service to fate.
That mortal helped me find a secret. That whim took a century off Hezek's debt.
This strong mortal bravely fought the Dream Carvers alongside us.
Amazing! You're a beacon for the lost souls of this realm.
Really? They helped me recover an important glyphic.
Many great works from our apogee of the Tormenting Eye were rescued by this mortal.
And Fate's Chosen confounded the forces of Vermina and Periite, saving Nirn and Apocrypha. Let this record describe it in flowery, yet justified praise. All hail Fate's Chosen!
The time has come for me to return to Necrom and complete my mission for the Abbey. When I present the Fulcrum Obscura to the Abbot, I'd like you to be at my side. Our side. Laramil wants to come too. Isn't that nice? That's good. That's very good. I appreciate it. Besides, I want to let the Abbot know what you did. You preserved Nirn, as well as Apocrypha, through your actions. By the way, did you find Torvasad? Laramil has been dying to know what happened. All right. Not imminent is better than imminent. If the Prince of Fate needs you, he can find you on Nirn as easily as here in Apocrypha. I'm sure there's more to it, but that's your business. I'll leave it to you and Laramil. I must consider the best parts of the necropolis to show to Laramil. She wants to see everything. We'll meet you in Necrom, friend. At the necropolis. Yes, she's being quite insistent on... Wait a moment, are you having a jest with me? Laramil is a special person, as I'm sure you already know. We're just friends, I think. I don't know what I'm saying. We'll meet you back in Necrom.
Now that the immediate danger has passed, I would like that tour of your catacombs now.
You would? We'll meet you in Necrom, friend.
Have you heard? Necrom Abbey will soon reopen.
Truly? That's good to hear. The necropolis is the heart of the city.
Dice or old dice for my next game. Perhaps if the old ones fail me again.
Hold, scum! Your crimes have caught up with you. It's time to pay your bounty. Go on. I don't want to be seen with you.
Curate Gadain asked me to watch for you. He's waiting for you through the door to the east.
Well done, Curate. With the sacred relic returned, I feel it's safe to once again open the necropolis. Now, why don't you say a few words about your adventures?
Say a few words? Me? The abbot insisted on the immediate return of the relic, friend. Sorry you missed that part of the ceremony. But now he wants me to give a speech? I'd rather go back to Apocrypha with you and face a horde of corrupted lurkers. Right, what's in my heart? Helpful to the end, that's you. Well, I might as well get this over with. Oh, while I pull my thoughts together, Laramil wants to talk to you.
Since we seem to have a moment, tell me what occurred at the prismatic Irish shore. I see. Are you at liberty to tell me what the glyphic contained? A forgotten Daedric prince. Only the one who knows could keep such a fact secret for so long. Is there anything else I should know, Proxy? Then I am sure Hermaeus Mora shall call upon us again when the time is right. You are still Fate's chosen, and I am your guide. But reality seems to be holding together for now. I think we have time to rest, to reflect, and to listen to Gadain. If there was an imminent danger, Hermaeus Mora would summon us. For now, bask in your victories, Proxy. You faced down Daedric princes and saved Apocrypha and Nirn. Take this, thanks from the one who knows, and a sign of friendship from me. Go on with your life, Proxy. When Hermaeus Mora needs us to resume the chase, I shall send word. Until then, I believe I shall remain here in Necrom for a time. Restore the binding. Explore the
Hey, rare achievement unlocked.
Get to know Curate Gadain a little better. Grow up, Proxy. I am well over a century old. Young for an Altmer, but not without my share of romantic experiences. I find the curate to be intriguing. I wish to take the time we have to get to know him better, to see where things may lead. Yes, but he no longer has the resources of Vermina and Periite at his command. He used them, and they shall not soon forget that. So even with his many abilities, he will need time to plan before he can attempt another assault on Apocrypha. I expect so, as does the one who knows. Which is why you are still bound by his contract, and I am still on call to aid you. But that is tomorrow's concern. I shall send word when the threads of fate that bind us once again converge. Be well, Proxy. Say what is in your heart, Gadain.
Right. Thanks, Laramil. The abbot asked me to tell you about my adventures. How I recovered the sacred relic and saved the necropolis. But the truth is, I couldn't have done any of it without Fate's champion. Someone I'm proud to call my friend. Thanks to them, we saved the relic. We saved Nirn. We saved all of reality. All hail Fate's champion. All hail my friend.
Aw, that's me.
Well said, Gadain.
Thanks, Laramil. I couldn't have done any of this without you, too.
Gadain.
To think my colleague is now eternally listed in a codex that sits within Mora's personal library. And I, as Xander Alcibiades, played a part in the tale. Ha! Now, what say we get some celebratory tea?
You look like you had a rough expedition, friend. But we in the Undaunted...